Welcome to Self with Savana. I'm stoked for today's episode because this is the stuff that I love. I love a rebrand, a reinvention moment. I love up leveling the F out of myself in my life. And today I'm going to share with you how I do it, what my formula is, how I've upgraded myself and my life, and how I continue to do it. It's also what I guide and support my clients in inside Self, my monthly membership. So, I want to start off by saying that you can choose to reinvent yourself and your life at literally any moment. If you are unhappy in certain areas of your life, or you just want to feel better, you want to improve yourself, you want to step into the next best version of you, it is absolutely possible at any moment. We are literally here to learn and grow and evolve, which means that you are allowed to change. You can change your mind. That's literally the whole point. We are meant to evolve and change. So if anyone tells you that, like, oh, you've changed, what the heck? Like, you're so different, that's the whole point. Instead of seeing that as a criticism, see it as proof as, yeah, you know what? I have changed because I have been learning about myself. I have been growing. Of course, I'm going to change. For so long, I kept myself stuck in this box, this limiting box where I knew that I wasn't happy with what I was doing and how I felt in my life and what my life looked like because I was trying to live it based on what society tells us is supposed to make us happy. But I wasn't happy. But I kept myself stuck there for a long time because I was like, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what everyone says I should want. This is what everyone says my life should look like. But yet I don't feel good. And what I didn't realize is that it was literally just up to me to give myself permission to do the things that I actually wanted to do. And that all started with getting to know who I was at my core, gaining a honest understanding of who I am and what my actual desires are, rather than trying to paint this picture perfect life from the outside. I started shifting my focus inward and building my life from the inside out. And that is how you build a life that feels so damn good. So damn good. And not because, like, this isn't me sitting here saying that my life is absolutely perfect. Don't have everything that I want yet on the outside. But the difference is how I feel internally. That's the whole point. And in order to actually create change in your life, it has to start from within first. And trust me, I tried doing it the other way around for so long, where I was focusing so much on everything on the outside, and I was trying to use those things to fix how I felt within myself. And I think I've used this example in a previous episode, but I used to move a lot. And reflecting back on it now, at times I would pick up and move to a different city when I was struggling or I was trying to run away from myself, run away from how I was feeling in my current reality. And I do just want to note that travel is one of my biggest passions. Like, I am obsessed with it. It's one of my greatest joys in life. But like I said, reflecting back on it now, I can see that I was running at times because I was trying to use my environment as a way to fill something that I was lacking within myself. And so, sure, when I would move to a new city, it was like, oh, yay, it's filled with all this excitement, this adventure. And it was almost like a distraction from how I was feeling inside. And so it did provide me with like a temporary boost, a temporary high. But because I wasn't actually acknowledging what was going on within me, it never lasted. I always found myself back in the same place, in the same way that I was feeling because I wasn't actually doing anything about how I felt inside. And so it took me having a really low moment where I was like, okay, this can go one of two ways. I can either give up on myself, on my life, or I can start trying to make some actual changes in my life. And so, what I did, like I said, I started turning inward. I started to get to know myself, understand who I was, and I started doing a bunch of inner work. And what I was doing was helping me so much. It was literally changing my life in the most incredible ways. And a big realization that I had was that that whole time when I was running from myself, when I was filling my life with distractions and ignoring what was actually going on inside, I didn't realize that I was keeping myself stuck and trapped in this limiting box. And the entire time, I was actually fully capable of changing my life, of building my life how I wanted to, in a way that felt good to me. I was capable of creating the life of my dreams all along. It was just me keeping myself stuck because those desires, those goals, whatever it is that you want in your life is not some far out fantasy that's super far away from you. It's really not. The desires that you have, even if you aren't fully clear on what they are yet, you just have this feeling within that you're ready for more. You want more. You know that the reality in which you're living in right now, in the way that you feel right now, it just can't be it. There has to be more out there for me. And that's because there is. There absolutely is. There is a reason why you have those desires. It's because they already live within you. They always have. It was just through our upbringing, through the world, through society, through other people teaching us and putting limitations on us. And we took those on as our own. We took other people's beliefs on as our own. And somewhere along the way, those desires, that version of you that you feel called to step into, the life that you dream about having was meant to be yours all along. And it's still in there. And that's what the work, that's what I'm here to help you do is peel back and remove all of those layers of outside conditioning and teachings and ideas of who you should be and letting those go so that you can step into the truth of who you are and build your life from that place. Because that is how you build a life that you effing love. And so I'm so excited to share how I do this. If you want to up level your life, you have to up level yourself first. So, the way that I see reinvention is in three phases. Phase one is release, phase two, rewire, three, reinvent. So, in phase one, release, this is about releasing the old to make space for the new because you can't bring the old version of you into your new life. And I want to start off by saying that this is never about becoming someone different. It's about uncovering who you are at your core so you can begin aligning your life with that truth. So, in phase one, we're releasing old stories, old beliefs, old mindsets, old attachments, of who you used to be so that we can make space for this new version of you, this new upgraded life that you want to step into. And as you do this, as you start releasing the old, it's going to feel like a breath of fresh air. You're going to feel so much lighter because you're not carrying around all these old, outdated versions of yourself and ways of seeing yourself and ways of living with you anymore. Because those are heavy. Carrying around the heaviness of things that don't serve you or support you is so heavy. But when we can begin to release that, it's so exciting because you now have room to breathe again. You have space to become and live as who you actually want to be. So, something to think about is, what versions of myself have I outgrown? Right? It's starting to build some awareness around that. Next, we have phase 2, which is rewire. This is where you start redefining who you are because the way that you see yourself shapes everything. So, this is where we start upgrading your self concept. And in short, self concept means what you believe to be true about yourself. So, it's about starting to reframe how you see yourself, the stories that you tell yourself, the beliefs that you hold about yourself and what's possible for you. It's about starting to shift the lens in which you view yourself and your life. It's starting to think about, okay, this future version of me, how does she act? What standards does she have? How does she show up in her everyday life? And it's about starting to rewire to align with that future version of you right now. Because that's how you begin to bring your dream life into fruition. Your life is only able to expand to your level of self concept. So when we can up level your self concept, your whole life is going to begin to up level as well. Everything starts within first. And then phase 3, reinvent. This is where you start showing up as her. You start living as that future version of you that you want to be. It's embodiment. And the way that we begin embodying her now, living as her now, is through the decisions that we make, through the action that we take every day, through living up to the standards of which she lives her life through. It's about showing up as her before life has even reflected it back to you yet. And it will, but it has to start within first. You have to start showing up as her in your everyday life. And then the outside world, your external reality, has no choice but to match the frequency at which you are living your life in. And when you begin doing this, that is when the magic happens. And it is so exciting because you have now leveled up and your outer world will begin to rise and meet that level. And that's so exciting. And I just want to remind you that that version of you has always been within you. You have always been her. Now it's just about bringing her to the surface. Let me give you a real life example to help you understand this process. So, let's say you want your dream partner, you want your dream relationship. So, phase 1 is release. This is where you would begin letting go of the old version of you who doesn't have high standards, who tolerated being treated poorly, who didn't believe in her own worth, who was maybe in a pattern of being with guys that just didn't treat her well. It's about letting go of the stories and the beliefs that she keeps telling herself about how she doesn't deserve to be treated better. It's about letting go of all of that, of which is not going to serve you in attracting your dream partner. Okay, so that's phase 1. Phase 2 is about rewiring. Okay, so this is where you learn to start believing in your worth, believing that you deserve to be treated like the goddamn queen that you are. It's about beginning to align or match the version of you who already is in her dream relationship, who has her dream partner. So, what does that future version of you believe about herself? How is she treating herself? How is she showing up for herself? That version of you who is in her dream relationship, who has her dream partner, she is not treating herself like crap. She is taking care of herself. She is giving herself the love and respect that she desires from her partner first. That is how you attract anything you want. Start giving whatever it is that you want to yourself first. That is how you raise your energetic frequency to match whatever it is that you want, right? It starts within first, and the outside has no choice but to match your frequency. And then phase 3, reinvent. So this is where you really start living as her. You are embodying her right now. So you're holding yourself to these higher standards. Maybe that means you're going on dates. And let's say you go on a date with somebody and you know that that person just isn't for you. Instead of being a people pleaser and maybe saying yes to the next date, you end it. You don't go on another date because you know that person isn't for you. Because the version of you who has her dream partner, she did not settle for anything less than she deserved. She doesn't say yes out of obligation. She doesn't put energy into something that isn't meant for her. She's operating from a place of, I don't chase, I attract, because she's good on her own. Her wanting her dream partner now isn't coming from a place of desperation, like, I need you. Because if that's the place that you are trying to attract your dream partner from, is all that desperate, icky energy, that's the type of relationship you are going to attract in. So instead, she's embodying the version of her who already is in her dream relationship, which means that, yeah, she's good on her own. And she knows that her partner, her dream partner, is just going to add, it's going to be a bonus to the incredible life that she has already built for herself. Before we dive back in, I want to take a quick second to talk about my absolute favorite thing ever, self. Self is my identity evolution container for the woman who knows she is meant for more, even if she's not sure what that more looks like yet. It's a transformational space where you receive weekly guidance and support from me. It's for the woman who is done settling and is ready to upgrade every area of her life. She's ready to stop saying, oh, one day, and instead start consciously creating her life now. She wants to feel confident and free and in control of her life. And she knows she has more potential, but she's maybe just unsure how to unlock it, how to step into it. It takes you through 3 phases. Month 1 is about releasing old versions of yourself, old habits, old beliefs that no longer serve you. Month 2 is about redefining who you are, creating the mindset, the beliefs, the stories that you believe to be true about yourself in your life, the habits that align with the version of you and with the life that you actually want. Month 3 is where you begin living as her, living as your highest self, fully tapped into her power, living and creating the life that once felt impossible. If you're ready to start living as your next level self, the details will be in the show notes, or you can find it in my social media bios. Okay, let's get back into the episode. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the episode here. I feel like I've been yapping for quite a while now. I could just talk about this for ages. I'm so passionate about it. I love it because it's literally changed my life in the absolute best way, and it continues to change my life. And I'm so excited that I get to share this with you and help you do the same thing. And so I just want to remind you that your dream self isn't some far out, distant, unreachable fantasy. She exists because you already have those qualities within you. Your desires, those things that you want, are for a reason, and they are proof of what is possible for you. You would not be able to dream it if you weren't able to conceive it. You've always been her. We're just bringing her up to the surface. And so, if you want even further guidance and support with up leveling the F out of yourself in your life, I'll leave the link to self membership below. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm sending you lots of love. I'll see you next time. Bye.